Carbon-14. How is carbon-14 formed in the atmosphere? Well, let's find out. First, let's draw a picture of planet Earth. That's us. And then, surrounding planet Earth is, there's our atmosphere. And fill it up. What's in this atmosphere? Well, what's in this atmosphere, 78% of it, is nitrogen. Oh, how do you write nitrogen? Well, nitrogen has 7 protons, and it's got 7 neutrons, so that's a mass of 14. So there's your nitrogen. It's an element that has 7 protons and 7 neutrons, making 14 total. So that's our guy. Good? Good. We want to figure out this thing over here. How does carbon-14 get made? Alright, now, I've got an atmosphere that's got all these nitrogen elements in it. Streaming into the atmosphere are these particles, cosmic rays from the sun. And kapow, they hit the atmosphere. Well, what's in the atmosphere? This guy is in the atmosphere. He's getting kapowed by all these particles. And sometimes they bump into each other and they form neutrons. They bump into each other and they form neutrons. So now we get neutrons coming in to the atmosphere really super duper fast. Well, what happens when the neutrons come streaming into our atmosphere that's filled with nitrogen super duper fast? Well, they bump into things. So this neutron slams into one of these nitrogens. What happens when he slams into them? Well, sometimes he hits one of the protons and kills one of the protons. Well, he doesn't kill him, he kicks him out. So now there's 6 protons in this element. And one of the protons gets knocked elsewhere. He's gone. But this neutron doesn't also bounce off. He sort of like holds on. So this element here lost one particle, subatomic particle, the proton, but it gained a neutron. The neutron doesn't disappear. So the mass remains the same. But this guy is now 6. He's no longer a nitrogen with 7 protons and a mass of 14. He's now an element with 6 protons with a mass of 14. But wait a minute. If this element has 6 protons, then this guy is no longer a nitrogen. He's just changed. Alchemy, atmospheric alchemy. This guy has now changed. You're defined by the number of protons you got. He no longer has 7 protons. He's got 6 of them. And if you got 6 of them, 6 protons, you ain't a nitrogen no more. You are now a carbon. Wow. So this is how carbon-14 is made. It's amazing. It's amazing. He's now got 6 protons. The neutron kicked one of the protons out and replaced it with a neutron. So the mass stayed the same, 14. But the number of protons dropped down to 6. The definition for this element now was altered forever. it was no longer nitrogen, it became a carbon. And that's how carbon gets born into our atmosphere. And there's always a constant ratio of these guys. A constant ratio. What does that mean? There are very, very few carbon-14s relative to carbon-12s. So there's this constant ratio between carbon-14 to carbon-12. There's this ratio that exists that doesn't change in our atmosphere. It's constant. It doesn't go away. The amount of these guys compared to these guys stays the same. The ratio is a constant. This ratio is a constant. Wow. We'll talk about this constant ratio and how we use it to date fossils. And we'll talk about that over the next lesson or two. Good? Good. All right, first I just wanted to explain how the carbon-14 gets here, and that there is a constant ratio in our atmosphere of C14 to C12. Okay, that's it for now. So long from Hoboken Gare, a.k.a. Gary D. 777. Oh, I just destroyed part of the atmosphere there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now. It's been fun.